Welcome back to History Made Simply, your one-stop history hop back in time, where each week we will be uncovering history's secrets for you. Make sure to like this episode and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for your weekly History Made Simply episode. On today's episode, we're checking out the founder of the world's second largest religion, with nearly 2 billion global adherents and a profound prophetic leader who catapulted his people from poverty to prestige by conquering Earth's biggest peninsula. Let's take a look at the life of Muhammad, Powerhouse prophet, and the founding father of Islam. Muhammad was born around 570 AD in Mecca, in modern-day Saudi Arabia. He was the son of Abdullah ibn Abd al-Muttalib and Amina bint Wahab. His father died around the time of Muhammad's birth, and his mother passed away when he was 6, leaving Muhammad orphaned. He was taken in first by his grandfather, and then by an uncle. Muhammad's family belonged to the Quraysh tribe, one of the many nomadic peoples of the 6th century Arabian Peninsula, trading goods as they crisscrossed the desert. Muhammad's native Mecca was an important trading and religious center, home to the many temples honoring the traditional pantheon of gods. By his early teens, Muhammad was working for his uncle in a camel caravan, where he gained experience in commerce and travel, and in time, he earned a reputation as an honest and sincere businessman. At 25, Muhammad was employed by a wealthy merchant woman named Khadijah. She soon became enamored with this accomplished young man and proposed marriage. He accepted in 595 AD despite Khadijah being 15 years his senior, and the marriage was happy and produced several children. Sadly, however, only their daughter Fatima lived to adulthood. Muhammad was very religious and occasionally took journeys of devotion to sacred sites. In 610 AD, on one of these solo pilgrimages, he was meditating in a cave on Mount Jabal al-Nur when he had the first of many visions that would later be compiled into Quran. Islamic tradition holds that the first converts were his wife, Khadijah, and his best bud, Abu Bakr. Initially, Muhammad's followers encountered no opposition, as his fellow Meccans either ignored him or mocked him as just another trumped-up prophet. But his condemnation, the traditional gods threatened the city's tribal leaders and merchants who catered to thousands of Mecca's pilgrims annually. This was especially true for the Quraysh, Muhammad's tribe, who guarded and profited from the traffic to these holy shrines. Muhammad was offered incentives to abandon his preaching, but he staunchly refused. Eventually, his adherents were forced to emigrate from Mecca in 622 AD. They struck north 260 miles, settling in Medina. And this event, known forever after as the Hijrah, marks the beginning of the Muslim calendar. There, Muhammad ended the civil war raging among the tribes, uniting them under the constitution of Medina. This enforced stability allowed the nascent Muslim community to expand, as continued religious persecutions in Mecca pushed new converts north. Poverty soon became widespread in Medina though, so the early Muslims began raiding Meccan caravans for supplies, sparking the Muslim-Quraysh Wars. Though Mecca was by then controlled by Muhammad's own Quraysh, the Prophet and his forces prevailed in these battles and imposed the Treaty of Hudaybiyah in 628 AD. This treaty was violated a year later, however, and fed up, Muhammad marched an army of 10,000 Muslims into Mecca, taking the city with minimum casualties in 630 AD. He pardoned to his political opponents, and the Meccan population converted to Islam as Muhammad and his followers proceeded to destroy all of the city's shrines, temples, and statues of the old gods. Mecca was thus permanently transformed into a center for Muslim pilgrimage. Following the conquest of Mecca, Muhammad took his first true Islamic pilgrimage to that city, and in March 632 AD, where he delivered his last sermon at Mount Arafat. He fell ill for several days after returning to Medina, dying on June 8, 632 AD. Muhammad was buried at the Mosque of the Prophet, one of the very first mosques ever built. The revelations he reported receiving until his death formed the verses of the Quran, upon which the religion of Islam is based. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Muhammad, Powerhouse prophet and the founding father of Islam, from History Made Simply. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and watch our next episode.